I didn't want to waste that opportunity because we're just not in the same building a lot, and haven't been in the same building a lot throughout my career. And
One line from Kevin Durant and LeBron's ladder boom. Instant chaos. No one mocks Michael Jordan like that. What started as Durant chatting on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast spiraled into a full-blown war, pulling legends and Bronny James into the crossfire. Durant praised the Thunder, his new coach Ime Udoka, and dissected basketball's evolution. But when he reflected on the mental grind of greatness, the world exploded. Some conversations don't just reveal the game, they shake its very soul.
There was so much chaos going on after we all kind of split. I did not want to lose the opportunity to shake the man's hand that inspired me throughout my childhood. Haven't had much dialogue with him in my 20 years or 19 years in this business.
That's when Durant raised a thought-provoking question that shifted the entire conversation. He wondered what it feels like a decade or more into a career after multiple MVPs and championships when there's nothing left to prove. At that point, he asked, do you still have the desire to keep going?
He's just like at peace with everything now. Like he doesn't give a shit about the, argument between him and LeBron, because like when you get to his level, like in his head, you're never going to win that anyway.
Now let's pause and unpack what just happened, because if you weren't paying close attention, you might have missed it. Kevin Durant, one of the most elite scorers the NBA has ever seen, made a thinly veiled reference to Michael Jordan's 1993 retirement when he mentioned that some people say they want to go play baseball and then come back. The message was obvious to anyone tuned in. Jordan stepped away. He took time off. He didn't push straight through. But Durant didn't stop there. He immediately shifted gears to highlight and commend the players who chose a different route, the ones who never walked away, who stayed locked in and competed for more than 20 straight years without interruption. And everyone in that room knew exactly who Durant was pointing to.
He probably thinks he's the best of all time. He should, but it doesn't matter what he does at this stage of his career. The Lakers could win the next 2 NBA finals, and that's not going to sway how anyone who is on the Jordan side thinks anyway.
One line from Kevin Durant and LeBron's laughter, and the internet erupted. No one mocks Michael Jordan like that. What started as a casual chat on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast quickly became a wildfire, dragging legends and even Bronny James into the storm. Durant praised the Thunder, his new Rockets coach Ime Udoka, and dissected basketball's evolution. But when he compared long-term greatness to Jordan's path, fans erupted. Social media split. Some saw playful banter, others saw blatant disrespect. What many forgot, Jordan's first retirement wasn't a whim. It followed his father's tragic murder in 1993, a man Michael called his best friend, pushing him toward baseball to honor that dream. Jordan's short, modest minor league stint was grief, not escape. Critics flooded X, calling out Durant and LeBron for missing the deeper story. Durant tried to clarify, citing his MJ shoe collection and praise for both Jordan's dominance and LeBron's longevity, but the damage was done. Then the legend struck back. Kwame Brown, Jordan's 2001 draft pick and now fearless commentator, tore into Durant and LeBron for ignoring the context that defined a generation. One laugh, one comment, it ignited a cultural battle that refused to die. As Jordan once said, talent wins games, but legacy shapes history.
I was probably 12, 13 years old, and ever since that night, I'll never forget it. I was like, this is the guy. So I've been on this LeBron journey, ups, downs, championships, losing championships, all this stuff the whole time, and countless LeBron Jordan arguments.
The point didn't end there. He went on to clarify that Jordan's decision to play baseball wasn't about avoiding the grind or losing his drive to compete. Instead, it was rooted in grief, a son trying to fulfill his father's final wish while coping with an overwhelming personal loss.
I think it's because I'm still playing, and MJ's, we all know MJ. Even if you don't know him personally, he's one of the most ruthless competitors there is. And till I'm done, and he doesn't have to look at me run up and down wearing the number 23.
Brown's rant quickly blew up online, with Ticket TV and several other platforms picking it up and spreading the message even further. And he wasn't the only one speaking out. 3-time NBA champion Ron Harper, who played alongside Jordan during the second three-peat, jumped on X with a knot, so subtle jab at the podcast. He wrote something along the lines of, "I'm about to start a real show of nonsense. Even if he stopped 3 times, he still won more than all of you." Harper's message was straightforward but powerful. Even with 3 retirements, Jordan's 6 championships still outweigh Durant's 2 and LeBron's 4. Former Bulls center Stacey King, another teammate from those title runs, also weighed in around August 2025, mocking Mind the Game by calling it the Cry Me a River podcast and accusing Durant of throwing subtle shots at Jordan. According to King, Durant was pushing the idea that longevity matters more than championships, which he viewed as a clear sneak diss toward MJ.
Do not call me.
It was great to see y'all at the top 75.
Oh yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah,
that's straight respect, admiration, and just like, me for sure.
But Tybency wasn't finished making his point. He emphasized that Jordan never chose the easy route, even when the Bulls organization was in rough shape. He reminded listeners that Chicago wasn't a destination team when Jordan first arrived. It was widely mocked. Jordan transformed that franchise into one of the most iconic brands in sports and built one of the greatest dynasties ever seen. Perhaps the most prominent voice to weigh in was Stephen A. Smith, known for being one of the loudest and most influential figures in sports media. When this debate reignited the GOA conversation, Stephen A. methodically laid out Jordan's case, listing achievement after achievement, many of which LeBron still hasn't equaled, even after more than 20 years in the NBA.
But part of me wouldn't be here without MJ's inspiration. I always wanted to be like him growing up. It's crazy that the game-winning shot tonight was a fadeaway, and it was inspired by MJ.
But Stephen A. didn't limit his argument to numbers and accolades. He highlighted the defining moments that shaped LeBron's legacy in ways Jordan's never had to face. High-profile failures on the biggest stage that Jordan simply didn't experience. Chief among them was the 2011 NBA Finals loss to the Dallas Mavericks, a moment that continues to shadow LeBron's career and one that no amount of longevity can fully wipe away.
One thing I think it would be a bad look if they say you only made it because of your daddy.
LeBron's laughter at Jordan sparked a firestorm, but it quickly dragged Bronny into the chaos. Critics tore into LeBron for super teams while Jordan built dynasties from scratch. Bronny, drafted 55th by the Lakers after a modest USC season and aided by Rich Paul's maneuvering, became the target of nepotism claims. The father-son duo making history only fueled the debate: how can LeBron mock the G8 when his own son struggles under the weight of his shadow? In basketball, legacy isn't inherited, it's earned.
I would like the scrutiny to get off Bronny James. Yeah, my nephew, he's a kid, great kid. All he wants to do is play. It's unfortunate for kids like ours that have to live up to what we have done.
LeBron mocking Jordan sparked outrage, dragging Bronny into the storm. Drafted via nepotism, struggling on the court, he faces a brutal spotlight. Legacy can't be inherited, only earned.
Some people say, I want to go play baseball.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Brown's criticism went well beyond box scores and numbers. He challenged the core narrative around Bronny's game, especially the idea that he's already a defensive specialist capable of contributing in the NBA. After reviewing footage from a Lakers matchup against the Portland Trail Blazers, where Bronny logged significant minutes but failed to score, Brown pointed out multiple defensive breakdowns, breaking them down in detail.
There's a lot of stuff you got to ask yourself. You got to recommit to this game. Just like you sign a new contract, every time you get better as a player, I truly feel that you got to recommit and sign that contract with yourself every so often. Like, all right.
Brown laughing at Durant's comment about Jordan ignited chaos, pulling Bronny into a storm he never asked for. In the G League, Bronny thrived, dropping 39 points, grabbing rebounds, and showing flashes of brilliance, but his NBA struggles fueled nepotism claims. Meanwhile, the Ju8 debate raged hotter than ever. Jordan's flawless 6 for 6 finals, killer instinct, and cultural empire face-off against LeBron's versatility, longevity, and record-breaking stats. Legends like Magic and Shaq hailed Jordan's fear factor, while social media debated generational greatness. Durant and LeBron thought they were just discussing careers. They lit a decades-old powder keg. The saga exposed generational divides, personal tragedy, and the harsh realities of legacy. Bronny fights to prove himself, Jordan remains untouchable, and LeBron's shadow looms large. In the clash of past and present, there are no easy answers, only endless debate over what true greatness really means. If you enjoyed this story, hit subscribe and dive deeper into the drama, legends, and controversies shaping basketball today.